time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah? Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Hello and welcome into the Wednesday edition of your show. I am your very overweight host, Gary. I am a walking example of what happens if you switch to a budget diet and eat nothing but bologna sandwiches 4 different ways over the last month. Put on a couple pounds, but that's all right. We're okay with it. Okay, I believe it's called adding on mass to later procure into muscle. I'm just bulking up right now. It's a lot of fun. This is the only show that we know of on the internet that originates from Saskatoon, 4 to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday, scheduled viewing. We're so grateful and proud to be able to say that each and every day, and grateful to you for being a part of this, as well as it's always so much fun. And it looks like we got a nice looking Maggie cam here, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at this.
Check out this edition. Here we go. The Maggie cam with a Maggie hand. Oh, good man. Jazz hands. I was like, what's it called? Jazz hands. Of course it's jazz hands. Maggie, you look so good. I wonder if I can put a spotlight on. We were doing this before.
Oh,
Is it going to work at
one.
all?
Look.
Oh, now she just wants to know what it is.
Oh, is that edible?
Hey.
Can I eat the spotlight?
Now it just looks like it's a rave. Maggie,
Waiting
cam.
for that bass to drop, Maggie.
She likes to party. The Maggie Cam for our incredible friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. When you walk in those doors, you'll be greeted by their greeting dog named Leroy, who just so happens to be dating Maggie. And they did meet in the greeting game, as she's our greeter here. I heard it was a puppy greeting convention of 2022, which is very, very cool. Leroy walks you up to the till. You say hi to Mike and or Rochelle. And then from there, the shopping experience keeps getting better. From the buckle up, collars and leashes, brand new, all the cool outfits, the toys, the food. They got the raw food in the fridges at the back, right beside the best cleaning station in all of Saskatoon. And they're open on weekdays, late, and on weekends. All right, that's after hours, just for you. Thanks to Kirsten, Shar, and Chris. It's all there for you over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, as Maggie continues to try to steal more snuggles and more scritchies and more pets. She is in the right spot.
Absolutely, she is.
Woo! All right. Wednesdays around here are very special because we have a very special roundtable. We are still waiting for one guest to get here. Another one has bailed, but we do have one beside me right now. You can see him half on the screen there, so it's not really, there he is. I've been calling him the founding father of Shaw Cable here. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but it sure is to me. Ladies and
Highly
gentlemen,
inaccurate and probably would lead to legal action.
his name's Simon Hyatt.
Hello! It's great to be back.
We also have Phenom on the ones and twos today. Phenom,
Phenom.
say hi. There he is. Still just a hand waiting for his rest of his body to grow, but the hardest working hand in the business. So, Coach Mazer is going to be here shortly. I should put my headset in. You got yours in?
I'm ready to
See,
go.
This is why we say you're the Godfather.
Well,
this
I've spent a lot of my life wiring myself up with various microphones and earpieces and things.
All different types.
Yep.
Okay, so before we bring in our, I guess, guest of honor every Wednesday, we'll probably say, but definitely the farthest away.
Yeah.
That one we can say for sure. Is he all lined up? So he's all ready to go. I'm going to pop this in. We'll load him up, and then I'll get some more. What's it called? The caretaking stuff? What do they call that stuff? House. Thank you very much. See? Again, the Godfather, man. We'll do the rest of the housekeeping once we bring on the MC of the afternoon. Apparently he's got another thing he's doing here.
Oh,
very
really?
soon. Yeah, he, as Adrian the Canadian, he does these lunches. He'll tell us all about it.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the other side of the world, the all the way around portion of the all the way around table, please give it up for Coach number 1. There he is. Hey, brother, how you doing?
I am pretty good. I got to switch cameras here. Hold on.
Oh, what's wrong with that? Whoa! Well, you got different camera setups in there?
Hey, man, we got it all.
No kidding.
There's
Fancy.
nothing spared.
I thought we were
For your
fancy
show.
here. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with your luncheon?
So hey, we got lunch with Adrian the Canadian. It's something I do every month. 2025, we're bringing in a number of different guest speakers. So it's run virtually. So it's bring your own lunch.
Oh, nice.
And typically in the past, we've talked about different leadership or team development topics. But this year, we got different guests, and I'm really excited about this one.
Okay.
I've got a gentleman by the name of Kerry Gassner. Now, if Kerry Gassner is not a household name yet in Saskatoon, just give it time.
Okay.
But Kerry was a homicide detective
Oh boy.
here in Victoria for 12 years and then transitioned to working in professional sport, the equivalent of the NHL, so AFL.
Yeah.
Was just worked a lot bringing the games to China. So the AFL went and played 4 games in China to expand their footprint, and now runs one of the biggest sporting venues in Melbourne. Anyway, so he's going to come on and talk to us about his leadership journey, which the bit I'm fascinated by is he was on this task force when he was with the police called the Piranha Task
Oh,
Force.
come on. Everyone loves
So-
piranhas. They're like one of the coolest fish.
Piranhas. But
Let's grab a new one.
when I moved here in 2005, who's arrived there? Has Coach Comatu arrived? What's
Coach
going on?
Comatu's here. He's complaining again. I'm going to get him. Sit down. Talk to him. Say hi. Well, I guess you can. All right, I'm still listening, Coach.
I can just repeat everything you say.
No. I'm still listening.
So can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can anybody else hear me?
Ryan is just getting his earpiece ready to go, but myself and Gary, we can both hear you, Coach One.
All right. Well, I'll finish off because this is, I'm sure Coach Comatu want to hear this. When I moved here in 2005, there was these gangland wars going on right near where we lived in Coburg. It's a suburb in Melbourne. And so a lot of underworld. There's series made about this time in history in Melbourne. And anyways, Kerry came onto this Piranha task force just as they had caught kind of the leaders, the big gangland leaders of this. So now Kerry was part of that task force to make sure that that didn't continue. So he shared a lot about how he had to develop relationships with these criminals to try and gain their trust so that would help them solve more of their cases. So anyways, I'm pretty excited. It's one of the first times we've had somebody like Kerry on lunch with Adrian the Canadian. So all getting gung-ho for that.
That sounds amazing.
It sounds very intense.
Fascinating.
There's going to be a lot of cool stories, dude.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm looking forward to that. But you talk about intense. Here's another thing that's happening here in Australia. I don't know if it's making the news there, but Brisbane, host of the 2032 Olympics, is bracing itself for the worst cyclone in 50 years.
Uh-oh.
So they're expecting this to hit this weekend. And just to give you an idea of the magnitude of what's happening, like they're expecting 25,000 homes between Gold Coast and Brisbane to be significantly impacted by the floods that are going to come of this. So we're talking some of the most expensive houses in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the richest people in Australia, they're going to be, and not just the rich people, but this is a main part of the country that they're expecting 4-meter floods, the winds, the water, the rain. So the country is just really, they're on edge around what's going to happen here, but it's pretty big news here, and it's pretty scary when you think about it.
It's super scary, but it's oddly convenient that they're going to have to do a whole rebuilding.
Is Coach Comatu talking? I can't hear him.
Oh, your mice is... Hold on, we'll get you. Hold on, I got you, Doc.
Where is this in relation to you while we're waiting for Ryan to get all wired up? How close are you to where the...
So it's... Yeah, we're not going to be impacted by it down in... So I would say Brisbane's about a 2-hour flight.
Oh,
from
okay, I'm
Melbourne.
sorry.
It's along the East Coast.
Right.
Along the East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's that's scary stuff. Holy smokes. I've never been through anything like that. So is there anything, like, are people just filling sandbags left and right, or what's going on?
Yeah, so the sandbags, the authorities are actually telling everybody just to leave their homes.
Oh, wow.
Like they're saying, the best thing you can do is just get out of there. So some people are choosing to stay. Some people are packing up in the house. Some people are just putting in trailers and getting the heck out of Dodge. The AFL season is kicking off, the Aussie Rules Football and NRL. And game 1 was supposed to be in Brisbane. So this has thrown the schedule all out of whack as well, because they're saying, "Nah, we're not going up there. Like, it's not going to happen."
Right.
So it's impacting the sporting world as well, which in the bigger picture isn't quite as important, but it is still it's quite wide reaching, the impact.
No, can you hear me now, AJ?
You
Yeah,
bet.
nice. Look at
Lucky,
us go.
lucky you.
Good work.
job,
It says a lot. Something is serious enough when it starts canceling national events, right? Or national leagues, or like the highest professional levels. Like, yeah, there's still a degree of safety that has to be considered. Like, you think of an owner or a GM or a president or whoever, and it's just like all these staff members, they're assets that I might dispense of at any moment, but at the same time, they're still human beings, and we're not going to put their lives in danger just for a game. So that's pretty cool. I will say,
Wow.
in the year 2000, and this isn't a Conan O'Brien sketch, I was in Australia, AJ, in the year that's copyrighted.
Nice.
I was in Australia just after Cairns got hit really good with like cyclone. I don't know the classification, like a 7. Is that a number that's important? Something like that.
Sure, let's
right?
go with it.
And it was big, and I know that my mom was freaking out because I'm going into that part of the world, and everything actually cleaned up quite nicely by the time I had got there a couple months later. But when we were there, all of a sudden there was the potential for another cyclone hitting, and it was the same magnitude, kind of way out in the distance. So we're 19-year-old kids. We're deciding, what should we do here? Kind of like, should we go get food? Everyone's panicking, like what they just went through a couple months previously. So they're Woolworths. Does that still exist? Woolworth. Okay.
Woolies, yeah.
It was just getting ransacked.
There.
And there's this guy named Clayton was working the till, and
The
he
detail.
was not
I love
happy.
the
He was not happy
Clayton
with
sounds
his
like
life.
an angry guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and he
That's
was just like,
fair.
I was trying to be friendly. You know what I mean? He wasn't
Not today,
having
bro.
it.
Yeah.
But I just remember going out for drinks and being really mad at Clayton for being rude to me earlier. That's where the story was.
Was it
going.
like on The Simpsons when they went into the Quickie Mart and the only thing on the shelf was creamed eels and corn nog and
No.
things like that?
No,
Or not.
lucky for us, there's peanut butter.
Oh, that's
it
all
wasn't
you
as a
need.
popular item in Australia, so it's like we were able to get our essentials, or what we deemed essential, quite easily.
Liquor.
Actually,
Vegemite? Was there still Vegemite left?
Oh.
that was all gone. Everything was ransacked, but you could get like peanut butter, some like Wonder Bread.
That's seeing you through anything.
There was
Dude.
some milk. They used to. It was a red label milk
Mm.
thing with some guy on the front.
Not
was it
Black
the
Thong,
Tennis. Who's the tennis? Patrick Rafter.
Mm.
Is that a guy? Patrick Rafter. He was on the front of that milk.
He has his own
container.
milk?
Pretty good.
He was just
It's
Sponsored. Oh, it's
all
like
of
the
those
Wheaties
things.
box,
Yeah,
then I got
it's
you.
all tennis guys and cricket guys on all their stuff. I will say this after you say that.
Stay
When-
safe, everybody in
Yes,
Brisbane
very important.
and all of Australia.
When we were in Rosebud, we would buy literally spaghetti. We'd eat spaghetti every day, and that's all we ate. And it was the cheapest. We get $4 for 4 liters of Coolabah wine, and then spaghetti. And that was our diet. It was horrible.
Didn't you? You
yeah.
said spaghetti's your favorite food, though,
Yeah.
didn't you? Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it was
probably
good.
heaven.
It
I
was
would-
it
I
was
would mix it
really
up
good,
and
but it
every once in a
wasn't.
while-
But hey, it wasn't like we could afford meat for meat sauce. It was just spaghetti with a
Right.
sauce.
I would buy rice, Gary,
Mm.
and like VH brand sauces, like whatever, like Prego or something like
Sure.
that, or Ragu. But it was
The
like
Ragu
whatever the
Festival,
Australian
yeah.
version. But there was like a sweet and sour sauce, so I'd have like sweet and sour rice, but like no protein
Yeah.
at all.
Well,
Just
it's
like
just
a,
Filling space in your stomach. I get
That's
it.
literally what it, the man traveling for as fun as it is. Boy, you have to learn how to adapt quick, like especially if
Yeah.
you're staying in hostels. Ooh.
Now,
I
Gary,
got a message.
We're heading to Rosebud. We're heading to Rosebud on Saturday. So if there's anywhere like nostalgia that you're like, can you check out if this place is still there? Take a
That-
photo of it. Let me know because we're gonna head there Saturday. It's supposed to be a hot day, so we're gonna head to the beach.
Dude, I'm
for
gonna
part of the weekend.
get the name of the hostel that we stayed at, and I want to get you guys just to go over there and see if it's still standing because it was pretty rough. It was a rough. I don't know if you want to go where we were. It's a pretty rough spot for a beautiful little.
Man, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, I'll get on it. My mom and dad. Mom just sent me a message saying, "Hey, we're watching you on the beach. They're in Mexico right now."
Nice.
So
we are,
to,
we are literally all over the globe.
This is wild. So to Gary and Wendy on the beautiful beach of Paradise Village in Nuevo Vallarta, be sure to spread the good word of the show and try to get some new fans out there on the beach.
I
while you're resting.
apologize that I'm late
Oh, you
for
do.
this. I don't know what I missed.
There's traffic.
So I don't want to lead into something that's already been discussed. But did that message come with any tariffs?
No,
It didn't.
no. We don't talk about tariffs here.
Oh my God.
Political. We don't
Wait,
talk about any of that
hold
garbage.
on.
Dude, no. Get out of here.
Adrian might want to.
That's fine. He knows the rules.
Did you talk
no
about the
politics,
national-
no religion. We don't do it here.
He
all
has
it
an
does is piss.
opinion.
All it does is piss people off. I'm getting pissed off talking about it
Yeah.
right now.
Don't get angry.
I am.
I
That's
don't want
why
to
we
talk
about it.
politics.
Between them.
That's right.
Yeah, but
I need to share.
Need
This
to.
is just I'm gonna call this an outside observer
there.
because I cannot feel what the emotion is. This has nothing to do with, well, maybe it does have to do with politics, but I'm not talking politics. Why are we continuing to boo national anthems?
People are dumb.
Why are we
People are
bashing
dumb.
Wayne Gretzky?
Mhm.
As an outsider, again, I can't feel the pain that everybody's going through with these tariffs and all that stuff, but this is not the Canada I remember. We are not this type of person
Right.
to disrespect. I
Mhm.
don't care what. I mean, I get there's things going on, and this idea of 51st state, like that, he's just baiting you. Quit falling for it. But we are not the type of people to boo national anthems. How can we get Wayne Gretzky?
Mhm.
Wayne Gretzky should be one of the most loved people in Canada. And the fact that people are questioning his allegiance, I mean, I cannot get over watching this. And it's, from my perspective, I get this frustration, but it is not who we're about. This is
Wayne
one of the
Gretzky-
things that makes Canada great, is that we care about other people. We get that shit happens, but we don't come down on people. And it baffles me. It absolutely baffles me.
I think Ryan has something.
I just think that's a short. You need to edit that out. A rant from Adrian the Canadian. It was beautiful. The one thing I was trying to answer, I was trying to buzz in when you asked the question there, but my buzzer's broken because you didn't even react to it.
I wasn't even watching. I was just
The
getting it
sports
off my
media,
chest.
the people just, that's what they do. They try and make a story. So the same thing Trump's doing, creating a story, creating an agenda, creating buzz or gaslighting everybody. Look at this guy, gaslighting everybody. We do that in the media all the time. I mean, the on a different scale, you'll be the star player for the Toronto Maple Leafs or the star player for the Montreal Canadiens, and if things aren't going your way, we run people out of towns. We drive stars crazy. They don't even want to play for their team. So that's just the fact that it grew so big and people piled on is thanks to Twitter and Facebook and all these things. But it's happened forever. You could go back and read the Star. You could online and go to the Star Phoenix and you could read what's wrong with the Leafs now, or what's wrong with the Habs, or what's wrong with the Oilers. Why their goaltending situation is not going to be good enough to win a cup. So we do these. We criticize all these things. So someone saw a story, blew it way out of proportion about Wayne Gretzky, and it got legs a little bit. I don't know why we're like that, Adrian. Booing national anthems is stupid. We all know that. However, our prime minister did hint that he was supportive of it. So
Yeah, let's get more political. This is freaking awesome, guys. Great talk. I'm
Wait,
so proud of you.
we were going to talk
Yeah.
about wrestling, but
Do whatever you want. I don't care. It
but
doesn't
I think
matter
we
anymore.
should stick with this.
I don't think. Look, Gary,
Yeah, buddy.
I want to know what your view is on booing the national anthems and coming down on Wayne Gretzky.
It's the dumbest thing ever. Wayne Gretzky has represented this country since he was 5 years old, played on all of the national teams he possibly could at elite levels, did nothing but be the greatest of all time at everything the guy does. And the only reason people are mad at him is because they don't understand what's going on. Everyone thinks they're an expert, and no one is. You read something on here, and you think, oh, I have to boo Wayne Gretzky now. It's the dumbest shit I've ever been a part of, and this is why we don't talk about it. People are so dumb when it comes to these things. People will boo a national anthem thinking they're helping when what they should be doing is booing our own government because we're paying quadruple what the tariffs are because our own government's already doing it. And this is why we don't talk about politics. It's the worst.
Oh, wow.
People are dumb, and it doesn't deserve acknowledgement. That's the only way it's going to go away.
Okay, let's take a breath. Let's just.
It's upsetting. This is what happens when you bring this stuff up, you know? Ask Simon how
Well,
he's
you know
doing.
what? I'm gonna.
Ask this guy.
The other thing too. This is the only thing that, if there's ever a comparison between myself and Wayne Gretzky, this is the only thing I could think that we would have in common, is that
Good looks.
Wayne Gretzky moved to the U.S. He raised his family there. His kids were born there.
Saved
And
hockey
people are
there.
saying, "Oh, he's got an allegiance to America and all this." Of course he does, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that he doesn't love Canada. That Canada is not his
Dude.
what he loves, and he wants the best for Canadians.
Do you think
But
do you think he wanted to move there? He moved there to save Canada, to save Canada's national pastime. He moved there for us, and people still shit on him. It's unbelievable.
And then he got used to the weather, and he was like, actually, it's pretty nice here. I can golf year round.
Well, yeah, but then, like I go, I've lived here now 20 years.
And you
I
golf
love
year
Australia.
round, don't you?
My kids are Aussie. The weather's warm, but it doesn't mean that I don't have an allegiance to Canada and that's not my home, and that I take pride in what it does. So
I'm
that's why
upset
this
that-
probably bothers me a little.
Hey, nobody's letting Simon talk. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Do you want to talk about any of this political crap before we move on?
I will pipe in only to say that as somebody who has American citizenship
Yeah,
as well
we
as
talked about
Canadian
this.
citizenship,
Here, here.
this is an
you?
especially. I do,
Get
yeah.
off the stage.
What? Sorry, what's that? Am I getting kicked out? Am I getting bounced?
No, we're accepting here, unlike the rest of our country.
My entire
we're
family. I was the first person in my family born in Canada,
Nice.
and so I'm very proudly Canadian. But I remember, and again, I trying not to go too far down the political road, but I remember like thinking back to when I was a kid and how cool it felt to be American and
Yeah.
have American citizenship,
Instant
and getting
street
to
cred.
go to the States and how cool it was. And
Instant
it's
street cred.
not that way anymore. I do not feel that way anymore. Yeah, it's interesting times. I mean, I agree. We probably shouldn't
Yeah.
boo each other's national anthems, and this doesn't have anything to do with a lot of the 375 million or whatever people it is in the United States and the 35 million plus people in Canada. It's a select few people, and I think
The booing.
can't we all just get along?
That's it. The booing becomes an issue when people decide that they're going to make a stand and they're going to be proactive and they're going to do this thing that has no effect on anything except pissing more people off. And it's even dumber when you're pissing more people off without knowing why you're doing it. It's just blind following the blind, and it's just sheep everywhere. Stop being a sheep. I can't stress this enough. Stop doing what everyone else is doing because you think it's cool or you think you're helping. Just a little bit of research, a tiny bit of research. Stop embarrassing our country. Everyone good?
I'd like to comment one more thing here.
Of course you would. I'm going to go back to sleep.
Do we have, is the hand that rocks the cradle in the booth there?
Hell yeah.
I'd like to say, and most places don't do this sort of thing. Like sometimes we segue into another topic very smoothly and we will comment on it. It's kind of a faux pas. Usually you just let that segue sit. But I'd like to say that was a beautiful cut to Gary being really pissed off by Phenom back
Phenom knows.
there.
He knows to catch the
That
business.
was comedic gold. Right after I started talking and he leaned back in his chair, Phenom was just like, this is a magic moment. And it was. He let Adrian have his moment.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't sure what I was going to say, but probably knew Gary wasn't going to enjoy it. And I just think that was beautiful YouTube moment right there.
Hey,
So good job, Phenom.
Phenom, can you throw up an email for us? My Streamline doesn't work on my phone anymore. So we're going to have to get you to pop this bad boy up. There you go. Have you heard the new jingle yet I made for this? Anyone?
No.
Check this out. This is our email. It is contact@dufferinave.com. That is the name, and this is the theme song. And then we send it
I already know it almost.
on 3. 1, 2, 3. Nicely done. We also have a website. You can check it out here. That was like, dance around the Mexican hat.
That's a perfect size street sign.
Thank you.
I agree.
It's been talked about a lot. Here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Throw it at AJ.
I used to live on Dufferin Avenue. It
Give me some.
makes my heart
Dude,
warm.
this is where I grew up.
About 10 blocks from here.
This is where I grew up.
And the house I grew up in is actually about 8 blocks from here.
Really?
Yeah.
I was 25, 22, dog.
Melrose and 9th.
Man, my grandma and grandpa are on the corner of Melrose and Isabella. This is my hood. Like, this is me here.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to bring up the email was so you can get in contact with us, whether you have an organization, a charity, a podcast show idea, you want to be a host, anything you want to do, we are here for you. This place is a place built to help you chase dreams. And if you don't get in touch with us, we can't help you. So let us know, hit us up, and you can end up like my man, Mobley Llorente from TMG. That's the Mortgage Group. You'll see him pop up on the back there and on the bottom, 306-370-5804. Doing great things. Think outside the branch with Mobley and the Mortgage Group.
And if you play an organ, that jingle that Gary did up could use some organization.
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 Yeah.
Organization works.
It'll be organic.
I got some more housekeeping stuff. I remember
Nice.
this time. So we have in the describes down on the bottom of this thing, you can find, we have 3 different things for you to donate if you would like to do good things and, you know, have good things happen to you and have the world become a better place as a whole. We have our Hockey Helps the Homeless in full swing. We are fundraising now. The big day, March 21st over at Murdo's Belcher. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be mic'd up out there with Bernie Nichols, Matthew Barnaby, Brad May, Brian Screw, and all these legends of the sport. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we are taking donations now, so you'll find the donate link in the descriptions as well. The new book, audio version, out now. You Can't Stop Love. He's currently in Bogota.
Bogota. Colombia.
He's in Colombia.
I hear it's an
continuing,
amazingly beautiful city.
He's on a tour. Oh, yeah, he loves it there. And so he's promoting the book, so you can pick that up. We have a link for that as well, the first ever audio book we've done. Coach number 1, are we ever going to audio book your book? You want me to do that for you real quick? I'm like a pro now. Super easy.
I get people asking about it. There you go. Yeah. Asking for it. And I just keep just putting it off. So maybe this was meant to be that you brought it up. And
I could do it, but then there'll be my voice on there.
Read the back.
So here, hold on. This could be a tryout.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do a tryout for you. Here we go.
Oh, you're going to do it?
Yeah, I got you. You ready? Here we go. Judge me
Are we
accordingly.
all going to do an audition? You can choose which one you want.
Sure.
This audiobook has been produced inside the Dufferin Avenue Media Network
More serious.
studios.
That's not serious enough.
How to create higher performing teams.
There we go.
Despite working together in human societies for millennia, why is it still so bloody hard to move together in the same direction? In Teams That Swear, Adrian Belarjon breaks down the art and science of maximizing the potential of teams. He reveals which 3 words can help teams bring up touchy topics more quickly, how a $10 note helped install the right behaviors across an entire department, and how sharing objectives improved Cricket Australia's chances of fielding their best team.
That was really good.
Come on.
I'm not going to lie.
I didn't screw up a single word. Well, I probably did.
How to set objectives.
Here we go.
There are a number of ways to set objectives and various types of objectives you can set. Let's explore how to set objectives, the impact of team objectives versus individual objectives, and the effect that objectives can have on behaviors. So far in this chapter, we have looked at some frameworks for setting objectives, SMART goals, and OKRs, and we can see 2 primary approaches, top-down and bottom-up.
Is it awkward having people read your book to you? I feel like that would be an awkward thing.
Are you gonna give
It's
it
a
a go?
little awkward, but I'll tell you what, you guys sounded like you've done this before. Like, there we go. Forget me reading it. I think we've got 2.
Wait a second.
Hold on,
hang on.
One more.
Here's a guy that's never done this before. Ready? Let's go. I love steps.
Ashton Kutcher.
What did you say? Did he say Ashton Kutcher or this is about to get butchered?
I think both.
Butchered. Step 1, put a question to the team. It can be about a problem, an issue, a presentation, proposal, or opportunity.
It's not bad.
Whatever
Really
it is you
yeah.
want the team
He's
to
always
work
been a
on.
good reader.
What did you think of the proposal?
Good eyebrow acting.
Thank you.
Very
What
good
would you
facial
do
expressions.
in this situation?
Very, very good.
How would you handle this? How could we do next? Are we having a pizza review after this?
Hell yeah, we are, dog. This party keeps
That was
getting
really
better.
well done.
Well done, coach.
Very nice.
Hey,
I was 3rd best.
welcome in to the all the way around table on the Wednesday edition of your show. We got Simon Hyatt in the house. We got Coach number 2, or I guess Coach Comma 2 in the house. Coach 1 on the other side of the world. Just walking in, we have the star of Slice by Slice with Asher. My man Asher's in the house and his dad Lame Train hanging out. Is that cooked, bro? Tell me you cooked it.
You gotta let
Good.
that breathe a little bit.
It's good. We got a great pizza coming. Buddies is doing pizza again.
I knew
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Buddies.
right over there, down the
this
street from
buddies.
him.
There's 2 buddies in the world.
The one right down Middleton. Anyway, that's coming up after. Sticking to this, we are resetting. And I do have to also say we also have one more donation button that you can hit in the descriptions for my buddy Seahawk, who has a GoFundMe as he tries to get back into the swing of things. Busted out. He was here Friday. We had him in the chair, the man in the chair. And he did very, very good. So he's officially being released on Thursday night. We'll have him in on Friday. And we're continuing to try to raise some money for him for all the other stuff that comes along with losing a huge part of your life and trying to get it back together. So accessibility.
Great work.
Hard stuff. Yeah, but it's very cool. So he's loving it in here. So we're going to have him doing some stuff. But all of those things are in the descriptions. I have to remember to say that. Then you go there, click on it, and a bunch of ways for you to get that karma up. Do good things.
When's Hockey Helps the Homeless?
March 21st. The draft is March 20th.
So is that too small a time frame for Royal Landers to put
No.
another
We could use something cool.
some artwork where it's like hockey? When you talk about it, it
Like
pops
this,
up,
pop it back there?
or up there.
Yeah, I've been
and
talking
then
about that.
maybe even the GF Fund Me thing for the boy there.
I was thinking, GF, that's a girlfriend.
Go fund, I think.
Go,
Then I just
go
also said
F
go
yourself
fund.
is what the girlfriend would be raising. Yeah, I got you.
Right?
Don't say go F me.
Yeah, you know, the Go F Me page.
Yeah.
Just over here, we're watching the boys now trying to figure out how to get a Nintendo to work. You got to smack it, bro.
Blow
It's
on the
okay.
cartridge.
Yeah, blow it and then smack it. Meg, are you helping? Sorry, Coach number 1. We got a lot going on here in the studio as it's a big day for us. Now we can get to all the other stuff we want to talk about.
Are
We
we
talked
done
about the
housekeeping?
national anthem.
Feels like
Housekeeping's
housekeeping.
done.
I,
I
hope
feel
we
like
keep
it.
it going through the whole show.
One more, Sidewalk Slam out now. I don't have anything up there for that either, but Sidewalk Slam Season 3, our friends in the Commander Cookout podcast, they did a whole bunch of work, and it's an incredible gameplay video with a bunch of green screen stuff and a bunch of effects. It's super cool. You can check it out. Just search for Sidewalk Slam Season 3 CCO, and you'll be able to find that. Adrian, the Canadian, the man of the hour when it comes to lunches. What else did we have on our list today? Because I saw there's a couple topics there. Where do you want to go next? You're guiding the ship.
Cues? Couple cues
Well,
for
we
the
got-
panel?
We got some A's over here.
Q&A?
So do we want to talk a little baseball? I reckon. the
I
Cubs have
mean, I
actually-
won't say no.
There's only one thing I
was
wanted
gonna say,
to
sorry.
talk about at some point before we leave, and that's the John Cena heel turn. It transcends sports, so we'll finish with that. Let's
I'm
go ahead.
coming over to play video games, boys.
I mean, I think that was his final loop. Like everyone has to go heel eventually.
Not everybody.
So maybe it's a big trick.
We'll see.
Maybe
Anyway,
he's not
we're not
heel.
talking about it right now.
All right.
You guys can. Don't let me dissuade you.
No,
I've heard of it, so
he's-
it's obviously a big deal.
He's ready to go with a question.
All right.
Let's do this. Look at him. He just wants to take control so bad. Guide us, Sensei.
Can you twirl a pen?
What is going on? Why are the Cubs 9-2? Simon, like they've lost a game.
Why
which
aren't
has
the Cubs
changed
9-2?
Because the games don't matter yet.
Because it doesn't matter, and they're a very, very good team, and they're on their way to winning a World Series.
There it is.
But more accurately, it's spring training, and it's just a random number generator. And somehow, if you hit random number generator 10 times in a row, you might come up 10 times in a row. It's possible. It's spring training is random, but winning's more fun than losing.
Here's a question for you. Has anybody ever built off of a really hot spring training start?
That's a
Probably.
great question.
Does anyone have the stats on how many teams the Cubs have played that have traveled a far distance away from their home field for spring training, so they didn't send their top players?
I mean, probably as many times as the Cubs have also done that.
Even Stevens.
Maybe.
Well,
AJ's looking
you play
something
half
up
your
here.
games at home, you play half your games on the
Yeah.
road.
But how far?
I think we're
away?
about to get stats, boys. Here he goes. Look at this.
But the other thing is,
Well,
it's in
I was
Phoenix.
just looking to
they're
see
all
like
close
how are the
together.
Dodgers doing.
Oh, yeah.
So the Cubs are the top in the entire Cactus League and Grapefruit.
This is the
the
good time to get it
Dodgers-
out of the way for the season.
Yes, you don't want to spend. It's kind of like when you go and watch the races. We actually went to horse races on Friday at Moody Valley Race Course. The horse that jumps out of the gate and leads right early never wins. They usually finish near the bottom. So that could be the Cubs. The Dodgers are 7-6. So
Very
they have to
Dodgery.
be the favorites to win this year, and they're kind of middle of the pack right now. Although they've gone 7-3 in their last 10. So they're hitting their stride.
Roki looked good last night.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's almost not fair, that team. Like, I always thought the Yankees were like the true evil of the league, but man, the Dodgers are really trying. The Dodgers are so much more fun to cheer for, but they're so much better than everyone else.
I agree with all of that.
And it's just because they got money. You know, they got a guy who wants to.
And, well, they also have an owner who's willing to spend
That's
said
what I mean.
money.
Spend all.
I mean,
yeah.
other teams could be doing this.
Yeah, that's true. If only Toronto would spend some of that $700 million that they keep saying they have for all these big names, and they pull the rug and say, "Just jokes, we didn't have it at all. That was just for show."
They
Thanks,
did
guys.
spend a lot of money.
Yeah, they sure did.
They have
Okay, Coach One, have the Blue Jays spent any money?
6th overall.
Blue Jays have spent some money, but you look at Santander hit his first home run today.
Better late than
So
never.
that was, I think, that was good to see. Hey, it's spring training.
I know.
He posted
There's a
something
little
about
bit of,
Elon
you
Musk.
know what I'm liking so far is Max. He's come out and he's
Max.
looking good. He's not injured.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's going to have a good year.
I think that makes me nervous when he's so good so early.
Did you see the thing with Trey Turner the other day? Because they used to be teammates on
yeah.
Washington.
I missed it. I heard about
It was pretty great. Like, I don't think of Trey Turner as being like a super funny
guy,
like,
me
goofy
either.
guy.
Just
But
thinking about
Max
being really
came out and
fast.
said how he doesn't like the ABS, the ball strike review
Yeah.
system.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
the first pitch that Max throws to Trey Turner, it was not quite right down the middle, but pretty much right down the middle. Trey and just stares at Max.
Let him know.
It was
good.
awesome.
Yeah, I love when humor comes through. Hey,
Yeah.
and that's the best part about like when Will Ferrell played all of those different
great.
games. Like, you can have so much fun in spring training. I think that's what takes away from all of the other stuff, and like being serious, is because it's a place where everyone just sort of gets. Or like, what was the line they used to say all the time? It was like, just the dugout's full of cigarettes and beers back in the day. And spring training was just coming in and being like, all right, and just trying to get your dosage down of all of your habits. So you're in game playing form. So like transition from darts all the time to like 2 and 10 beers a game, like 5. You know?
Amphetamines and-
all the
yeah.
good stuff. You get your handful
Get
of
your
pills and
greenies
off you
and-
go.
I'm going in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I'm going to be at spring training.
This
Doing
is very exciting.
greenies.
Yep. Popping them left and right, just
Nice.
not sleeping the entire
Are we going to
time.
be able to zoom you in with us?
Well, maybe. We'll see.
We'll see how it works.
We'll see
Okay.
how it goes.
How sweet would that be? Whatever happened with Lamphy being our on the boots on the ground guy in Dunedin? Did we ever reach out to him?
He said the internet setup in Dunedin at the Ball Diamond is not that great or something like that.
Does he have 5G?
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on,
come on.
Lamphy.
I don't know.
Jeez. Train, you hear that? Lamphy denied us access to Dunedin, bro. Yeah, I know.
Does America have issues with internet? Like what?
I don't think so.
I don't get that.
I don't. That's
Didn't
just
they
what it
upgrade
said.
the facilities there too not too long ago?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
It's
interesting.
went from
Yeah.
looking terrible to looking
Horrible
it's
to
not bad.
being a decent place.
Lamphy leaves
Yeah.
on the 12th. When do you leave?
20th.
So you'll miss each other.
I'm going to Arizona.
Yeah, he's going to Cubs, bro.
Oh, you're going to.
Yeah,
Cubs, but you've
I'm going
been to
Cactus
Dunedin.
League. I have, yeah. This is my first time going to Cactus League. I've been to
Where are
been
you
to
staying
Dunedin.
in the old Phoenix?
Glendale. I'm going with a bunch of my fellow nerds from my fantasy baseball league that's been around for 30 years now. So we all
Squad.
rented a house in Glendale.
What fantasy baseball league is? What's the name of this?
It's this takes a little bit of explaining, but it's called the National Hockey League, but it's
This is the one-
HAWK,
And-
named after Andre Dawson.
There it is, the Hawk.
So National Hawk League.
That's sweet.
You
And
know
this is-
Kevin Mitchell from the Saskatoon Star Phoenix? He used
Yes.
to be the sports editor.
Yes.
Know of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the one who got me into it.
That's
He's in the
amazing.
league.
And is this the one that you still do by hand?
No,
The
it's
scoring?
all
No,
it's on
okay.
computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't there one you were saying that you was still like it's so old that you guys?
I mean, that's probably how it started out before I
Gotcha.
got there.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's fair. Okay.
Live
so,
stats.
Simon.
This isn't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the previous thing. AJ's got something to say. To
What's happening there, Coach One?
I was gonna say, so when you go, do you go down there on your American passport? So you just cruise through the airport? And
I
everybody's
don't
gotta
actually
wait
own an
and come
American
back?
passport. I've never gotten one.
Yeah.
interesting.
You what?
I've never gotten an American passport. I've just never
Okay.
really seen the
Okay,
need
so you
for
got
it.
to just wait with your buddies.
What's that? Sorry. Yeah.
You got to wait with your buddies at the airport.
No-
I'm guessing it adds
speedy-
5 minutes to my experience. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Wow.
It's pretty easy
Airport
sailing on through.
Yeah, that's.
We'll see though. Maybe that's all changed.
You never know in this crazy world
Crazy
of ours.
world of ours.
So sticking with the Blue Jays here, it sounds like everyone's pretty happy with what's going on and what we're seeing. Anyone have any issues with Toronto at this point? Anyone?
Have we talked at all about Vlad? We've talked a lot about Vlad.
He socked a dinger the other day, didn't he?
He's batting
Pretty sure I watched
500.
Is he?
Yep.
That's
That's
great.
good. Now,
I like
is-
Bo's short hair. I think that was the key, one of the keys
Yep,
for
with
Vlad
you.
last year. I think
He
clearly
looks,
that's the key.
bulkier is not the word.
Put on a little bit of mass.
Yeah,
beefier.
he looks a little beefier.
I think he's gonna have a big year.
You can't do any worse, man.
Oh, that is
Like if
true.
you look at his numbers, last year was the only fake season he's had
He was
compared to
hurt a
everything
lot
else on
of
his
the
wheel.
season.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
let the guy hit. Like take all the pressures off and just let him go out and play.
I think I really like Hoffman at the end. I think an under the radar signing. I think a
Yes.
lot of people were scared off because apparently he had deals in place with both the
Yeah, he failed his
Braves
physicals.
and Phillies.
I believe that was it. Might have been one more.
Maybe.
No, he was
Either
with
way.
the Phillies.
Oh yeah, he was with the Phillies. I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. It was the Braves and someone else,
Yeah.
and they backed away from the deal.
Just jokes because they didn't like what they saw in the medical paper.
Yeah, but it sounds like they were also trying to make him a starter,
Yeah.
and it's a different deal
Also,
trying
they
to
were
make him a
offering
closer.
5 years, 4 years. So even if the Jays saw the same thing, they want him for this year. So if he lasts the 3 years without injury, then
and that's
bonus.
doing better than your
Yeah.
typical pitcher, really.
Now we take that into consideration. Then we see Romano, Mr. Romano, who is on a redemption tour for the ages. I think. Is he Philly?
Philly,
He's the Philly guy, and they're letting him close.
letting them close.
Letting 'em
That's,
close?
And I mean, they have a few guys there that
Yeah.
that could also.
Philly's a good team.
Ryan Kirkering is a really exciting
Yeah.
arm there. Alvarado has been there for it feels like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And it's always been so difficult to close for the Phillies for some reason. Like it's sort of been a never.
Ever since Wild Thing, baby.
Yeah,
Ever since
exactly.
Wild Thing, Mitch Williams.
They
It's
had
always been an issue in
Papelbon.
Philly. Yeah.
their defense stinks.
Bunch of old guys.
They
Gotcha
can
there.
hit really well,
Yep.
and that's the
They'll
cards that
outscore a
they
bunch of
played.
teams.
Yeah.
That'll be an interesting division race there in the NL East.
Yeah. I'm getting excited. When's first pitch? Did I see like a couple weeks?
So Cubs and Dodgers open up in Tokyo March 18th and 19th.
That's it.
Then they come back, and I'll meet up with them down in Arizona.
Oof.
And then everybody else gets going on the 27th.
Isn't there some games in Korea as
Yeah.
well?
No, it's just Japan this year, I believe. Yeah. Cubs
And
and
that-
Dodgers are both
so-
playing exhibition games there, and then they're playing
So
each other
those-
twice.
Okay, and so they're playing the two legit games.
Yeah.
To start the season.
They,
And
yeah,
then-
they count. They're regular
yeah.
season games.
So
yeah.
why the hell do they start the season with those two games and then wait another week before everyone else starts?
I think just to give the teams time to get back to North
crossing
America,
the universe.
reacclimate to the
Yeah,
time
that's a good
zones and-
point.
and stuff like that. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like they both ended up reporting early because
Because of that.
of that, and so they've been there a long time.
I wonder, do you think, and coach number one, we'll start with you here. This is a very legit question. Do you think you can get that jet lagged when you're flying as a millionaire inside your bed, inside your plane? Like, do you really lose that much? When you're got like one of those like lay down, lean back, TV in front of you? I feel like that's more of a vacation than a flight.
I mean, he looked pretty good when he came back for Spud's wedding,
He always looks good.
but it's reverse. You're coming back from Australia, you feel good. What's it like going that direction? That's a great question, Gary. I'd like to hear this answer.
Well, let's be real here. I have no idea what it's like to sit at the front of the plane like that. The closest, I think, last time when we came back for Coach's funeral was I had 3 seats to myself, so I could sprawl
The
out.
best.
That's
That's a jackpot
But-
in itself.
So that was a good win, a good value for my money. I don't actually. I wonder, is it the plane ride or is it the time zone change that's going to throw them off?
Well, I'm assuming it's the time zone because you're all millionaires. You're all going to be flying the most elite possible flight on your own custom plane. Like I'm sure if you're flying from the U.S. all the way to Japan, they're not going to give you your normal charter plane. They'll give you like a state-of-the-art luxury plane. That's splurge a little bit. Let's make sure these guys don't, get overtired over this, over that. I really feel like the excuse of, well, they need a week to recover because they played their first 2 games in Japan is a crock of shit. Like that makes no sense to me.
I think when I would come there, that's I can remember when we brought the kids. It was 3:00 in the morning. My wife and I are just like we're still bug-eyed wide open, and we were like that for 3 or 4 days. So I think there's something in that. But I wonder though, like these planes that they would take over, because how many people are flying over? Like 40, 50?
Oh, even more. I would guess it's in triple digits. 'cause
Per
it's all-
team?
It's all the players, it's all the coaches, it's all the support staff,
And
plus
families,
family
yeah.
members, and
Oh yeah, easily over 100.
executives.
You'd fill up a big plane.
Oh,
so surely everybody doesn't get one of those seats that extend back and you have the pod and
Oh,
the
I'm thinking you're
pajamas, the
taking
nice
like Air
warm.
Force Two. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
think?
like if you're a
It's-
baseball team and you're going out there with your only job, well, I guess two jobs. One job to get a great start to your season, but your other job is to promote the sport. Would you not make sure everyone's in tip-top shape to be able to do that?
I know, but what options are there available for that? I've got no idea. So that's what I wonder. But I bet if there isn't that option for everybody to have that, imagine having to allocate who gets what seats.
Yeah.
So Shohei's at the front. That's Shohei gets probably
I think
6 to himself.
veterans, right? You go like level of importance, sure, but also number of seasons played. Like there'd be a hierarchy in there, I think.
I remember a couple years ago when the Cubs and Cardinals played in London. Sorry.
No, this is the button. You keep going. He's just his Jeopardy
him hit the
button's not
button.
working. He's the classic Jeopardy
Have
guy.
you told him that that's actually hooked up to something?
No, it's a pretty funny gimmick.
A couple years ago, the Cubs and Cardinals played in London, and my wife and I went to the series, and it was amazing. It was phenomenal. And yeah, I experienced insane jet lag because I'm not able to sleep on planes. But I remember at the time because paying obviously very close attention to what these teams are going through because I was going through the games. Yeah, I think everybody somehow gets a sleeping pod and they're doing just fine. At least all of the
Athletes,
players.
That's
do.
it. The players, for sure. Everyone else, whatever, get in the back of the plane. But the players, get in your pod, get rested up. We're not going to have you be tainted from this, job that we're doing for the league.
What time are they playing?
It's like
question.
3 a.m. or something our time. So I think
4
it's like
p.m.
evening.
It's 13
games.
hours difference.
Okay.
So I'm not a math guy, but hypothetically, to avoid the most jet lag, keep your same regimen. So if your watch is set to home time and you go to bed at 9 p.m., or maybe now you go to bed at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., but not that much different than what you usually do.
That's
You're
a good
going to
tip.
wake up at
That's a good tip.
4 a.m. your local time, but that would be 2 hours before game time, and then you just go play the game. You don't acclimate yourself to the time zone that you're in. You just stay in your time zone, go play.
But does that then become weird because then all of a sudden you're playing baseball at a weird time according to how your body feels? Or is that
Not really. You're training. You go train and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I've just decided to add something to do, and this was broken. So I just,
Our Jeopardy buttons aren't working. Coach, what do you think?
How could we find out? Who do we know? I think it's because I would have said May. I wonder if it's how long you travel for, because I've always gone, as soon as I jump on the plane, I go, what time is it where I'm going? And that's what I'm getting used to. But that might be for a 2, 3, 4 week trip.
Right.
I want to know, who could we find out? I think this would be quite interesting to see how they do that.
Sounds like we're in
Anybody
need of
got
an
connections,
expert.
contacts? Who can we
Hoffman,
ask?
maybe would Hoffman know who, or Albers when he went? He traveled
yeah,
back.
Albers
and
would
forth.
know.
He
Yeah,
would know,
he
but he was
dominated
there
over
for the
there.
long term, right? He wasn't there staying. Like who went on one of these special series where you're just going over there for 5 days or 6 days? I know
That's a
nobody.
very good question. Okay, we'll put it on the back burner. I like that.
Yeah.
Little homework for the boys. We'll see what we can figure out as we continue.
I did go
on the
to
all the way around table.
Thailand for a week once.
Yeah, that's a
And
good comparison.
It friggin' ruined me trying to, I was a zombie for sure. I didn't try and maintain those hours.
No,
But yeah,
you're
I
just
was
doing it on your own
ruined.
terms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show that body what's
Ruined, as Gary would say.
up. Ruined. All right, boys.
What's up?
Belt?
You can't see me. Final topic for conversation. Some people have been calling it the greatest heel turn in the history of wrestling. That includes the stupid racist that we don't like.
You'll have
Hogan?
to be more specific.
Hulk Hogan,
Oh, yes.
the
okay.
worst. Including him, turning the NWO. All these other guys, all these big names. Nobody, they say nobody can touch what John Cena did. If you haven't been following at home, I am included in that. I have not been following at home. I did see the clip because it's posted everywhere. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he's in this big storyline right now with the Bloodline, which is all the Samoans and the Samoan bloodline going down all the way back to like the 60s. That includes the Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Rikishi and Yokozuna. They're all related. So they're all a part of the Samoan dynasty.
They're heels?
Yes, basically. The Usos go back and forth. Jey Uso is a pretty big face right now. But the moral of this story is the winner of the Royal Rumble gets the main event WrestleMania. We know that. The winner of the Elimination Chamber gets the main event WrestleMania, co-main events. And going into the Royal Rumble, everyone said, okay, well, John Cena has to win the Royal Rumble. Okay? Because he has to go and do his thing at this time. John Cena didn't win the Royal Rumble, and Jey Uso did win the Royal Rumble. That's one of the Samoan dynasties in the main event, fighting for a title. Moved to Elimination Chamber, which just happened over the weekend, and John Cena did eventually win, beating CM Punk. And at the end of all this, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson comes out, and he's about to confront John Cena, okay? And as John Cena is in the ring, Cody Rhodes is your current champion right now. Son of a plumber? You ever heard of Dusty Rhodes, baby?
Sure.
Yeah,
Everyone knows Dusty.
He was awesome.
Dusty's son, Cody, is the current champ. And he's in the ring, and him and The Rock have been doing this dance since the last WrestleMania. So Rocky comes back, and he's talking to Cody. And then Cody talks to John Cena, because John Cena's a face. He'll never turn heel. That's what everyone says. He's the only wrestler to never turn heel, and he never will. And all of a sudden, you see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson give one of these. Gives him the old throat, send him. As John Cena and Cody Rhodes are hugging each other. And then John Cena, for the first time in his career, pats Cody on the back, makes this crazy looking, angry John Cena face, which we've never seen before, where he just like straight eyes, like dead, like his soul is dead. Steps back, kicks Cody Rhodes so hard in the groin. Some people would say his form was considered with the greats like Sebastian Janikowski and all these other big booting guys from the NFL. Like, we're talking punting Cody's downstairs region out his mouth. Like, one of the biggest kicks you'll ever see to the groin.
To the footballs.
Yeah, and this is John Cena doing it. So all of a sudden, everyone says, holy crap, John Cena just turned heel. And John Cena is joining The Rock. So now The Rock has John Cena on his side. And the rumors are that the corporation is going to be coming back. So they're going to go back to this whole corporate thing where Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon was like a really big thing. This is sort of a rendition of that. And this new team that he's getting together, at the end of these segments, he just put up 3 hands. And then after this one, he put up 2. So the rumors are he's recruiting these people. So now they're trying to figure out who the other last 2 are going to be, to get his own bloodline to take on
Ricky
Roman
the Dragon
Reigns.
Steamboat.
That's my guy. I
Dragon
love
Steamboat.
Ricky. And this is the one thing that I just wanted to make sure we're all aware of. There's a rapper, really bad rapper, named Travis Scott. Have you heard of him?
I have heard of it.
Yeah, this guy. Apparently he
He's
does.
a drummer for Blink-182.
No, the other one. Yeah,
Also
what's the one I'm thinking? Are they the same?
Travis Barker.
Barker, yeah, boo. So this Travis Scott guy, apparently we don't want to go too far down the rabbit holes, but apparently he's big time linked into the Illuminati, so we don't talk about him much. He like brainwashes kids at concerts. Like, people leave his concerts and they don't remember anything about it. Like, really weird stuff. So we already don't like him is the point. And we need this stance on it, because this guy, while wrestling, he was in the ring. So it's Cody Rhodes, who's getting beat up, John Cena, The Rock, and this Travis Scott guy. And Travis Scott, not a wrestler, starts beating on Cody Rhodes. And I mean beating on him to the point where we find out after that Travis Scott broke Cody Rhodes' eardrum and gave him some sort of fracture in his face. A guy that doesn't wrestle, some hip-hop guy comes in here and he puts hands on the champ, the current champ, not just hands, to the point where he sent him to the hospital, broke his eardrum. Why the hell do they keep letting these celebrity people wrestle? This happens a lot. They keep bringing in these
Curtis.
big
That's where
names.
the question went.
Curtis, come back.
It was more just letting
We
everyone know,
need
because
you.
nobody here is aware of the Cena turn, right? Nobody really knows what happened. So I'm just breaking it all down for you. And the final question is, why do these celebs get to go in there and fight? They don't know how to fight. They can't do it. There's injuring people. I don't. It drives me
Same
nuts.
reason why baseball's being played in a cornfield.
Gimmicks.
And, yeah.
Well, that's it. The WWE is greedy, right? They bring in, like, they brought those stupid. Oh my God, I forgot about this.
Those twins.
Oh, so many. There's been so many of those
Speed?
people you bring
Need
in.
for
Yeah, the
Speed or
Speed
whatever?
guy and the Paul guy. They bring all these guys in, and it's because you want to get new eyes on your products. What it's like AEW brought in those stupid Costco guys. I was saying, boom. the worst freaking human beings on earth, man.
I
They're
don't
like,
think they're the
we eat
worst.
Costco cookies, 5 booms. It's like, what is happening?
They're not.
What
the
is wrong
worst.
with our world?
They're
yes,
probably
they
really
are.
nice guys.
No, they're not.
This
this
is a bizarre
guy's-
discussion to listen to as someone who knows nothing about wrestling.
This is wrestling. You guys are learning. This is wrestling 101 here, boys.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess
That's this
the
or
whole
something?
point is leave the wrestling to the wrestlers. And if you're going to bring these gimmick guys in, fine, but don't let them punch your most important wrestler in the face to the point where he busts an eardrum.
I can't wait to watch this back because you took a turn there, or maybe I missed something.
There was a lot to
lot
take in.
there.
That's the whole point is this hasn't happened since the NWO.
Aren't we
A
doing
turn
a
like
heel
this.
turn thing? Are we
That's
not
it.
trying to figure out who's
Nope.
the next?
I'm just
All right.
catching you guys up. I wanted to do more, but nobody knew what happened, so it turned into just more of an explanation. And I wanted to hold the belt while I talked. AJ, what do you got?
There's a few questions I've got here. One, I didn't know that The Rock still wrestled.
Yeah, he's
Like-
back.
He's still around.
Oh yeah. The big thing with him is he wants to be the head of the table. He wants to be the king of the Samoan bloodline. And Roman Reigns already claimed that, but now Tama Tonga's coming. Like, there's a whole thing going
So
on.
is Roman Reigns part of the group?
They're all part of the same group, but it's like think of it as like a civil war. Everyone's fighting to rule the Samoan bloodline.
Better
Oh.
actor, John Cena or The Rock?
Oh, The Rock. Cena can't act.
I think Cena's actually
John
pretty good
Cena's
actor.
actually really good. Have you
I think
seen
he's a
him as
good
that firefighter?
Yeah, everyone thinks he's funny. It's like, yeah. Maybe I'm just not a John Cena guy.
I
Now that he
will
turned heel,
say,
I can't cheer for him. I used to be all about hustle, loyalty, and respect. And now it's like, nah, man.
when we played that, and his name was John Cena.
John
That's when we played that
Yeah, that
thing
was
over
funny.
and over again. When
So
you did that
funny.
radio thing on the
Yeah.
old dude,
Dude
podcast.
podcast. It was so fun.
My kids listened to that over and
I
over,
know.
and that helped them love John Cena. They
Yeah.
didn't know who.
Everyone
who was.
loved it. That was the
Um,
point. Even when people hated him, they still loved him because he hustled, he was loyal, and he was respectful.
So Cody Rhodes
That's the big three.
is the big guy right now.
Yes.
And he's not in this whatever.
He has to fight at WrestleMania. He's the champ, so he will be main eventing.
And he got
They're going to say
suckered
John
by
Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah.
So,
that
then
was
CM
sort of-
Punk won't be part. He's not the one that, or the two.
Nope.
So who's bigger than? So Reigns is there. Then there's Cena. Then who do you got?
Junkyard Dog.
Gunther.
Gunther's the other champ. Yes.
Gunther. Seth Rollins.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Coco Beware.
Drew
You guys know
McIntyre.
wrestling.
Like,
Yeah.
who's going to be bigger
Iron
than Cena
Sheik.
to jump
No
on
one.
board?
King Kong Bundy.
They're saying that's going to be more of a bloodline thing. Like which one of the Samoans will line
Davey
with him.
Boy Smith.
So maybe Jey Uso will line with him because he's fighting because he won the Rumble, so he's fighting at the thing. You guys, those were all incredible names, and I want to thank you for that.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
That's a
I
good
feel
one.
like we touched on most things that Curtis would have loved to talk about.
Yeah,
again.
once again,
I feel like
Razor
we did a good
Ramon.
job.
this'll learn him.
We like to show him what's up.
Yeah.
This was a very great show.
How's
he'll
the
know when he
hand
sees
getting
the belt,
home? Is
too.
the hand got to walk?
two,
and I will
two
say-
fingers and a knuckle, bud?
And I will say, when I got here, it's treacherous outside. The snow's melting.
Yes, be careful.
There's ice
Ugly.
underneath
Yeah.
the water. Like if the
I've
hand isn't that
wiped
big,
out hard.
I'd say there's about a 9-inch deep hand. Like he's going to be swimming home.
It's gonna be interesting.
You know what's great on the icy roads and streets is when you
Skates.
also have a dog that is
Pulling
like
you.
pulling you and is
Is that how
full
you
of-
biffed?
Yeah. Entering the dog park. It was
Man,
zing.
ridiculous.
Boom.
And that's why Gretzky doesn't come back anymore.
Exactly. Full circle.
Every time. You know, you want to hit us up with some Frankies? Pretty please. Coach number one. Any final thoughts on another incredible show, episode of the All the Way Around Table?
Next time you're gonna have to explain to me what turn the heel means.
So it's real easy. So there's either a good guy or a face, or a bad guy or a heel. So it's face and heel. So the good guy, John Cena, his whole life,
Are you glad
turned
you asked?
turned into a bad guy.
Yeah.
Everyone said he would never do it, but he
Okay.
did it.
So that's top
It's
and
like Hulk
bottom. So
Hogan?
like face is higher, like good, and then heel is at the bottom of your foot.
Legit question.
Bad.
Was The Rock, did he used to be a good guy?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
the Rock,
But he's not
both
anymore.
ways. He goes both ways.
Okay.
He transcends. Hulk Hogan, everyone said he would never do it. Then he did it with the NWO, and even then, he's still screwed up so many things. He's the worst human being on earth. But we're not going to talk about that. The worst. We have no time for the Hulkster. Ooh, Hulk.
He likes
Ooh.
Trump, doesn't he?
I hope not. I hope he doesn't like anything. Yeah, just the
That
worst.
is
We
a-
don't talk about him. The guy is a real piece of shit. We'll never, ever acknowledge him again. Which sucks because that theme song was really fun to sing. I am a real. Yeah, it was awesome. You see, you guys. For guys that don't know anything about wrestling, I feel like you guys learned a
40
lot
years
today.
ago wrestling,
There's a
I
lot
have
going on.
a soupçon of knowledge.
The heyday. Hey, when's the luncheon?
Wednesday the 12th. So what's that? That's Tuesday night for you guys.
Okay. Let everyone know.
What time?
8
Wednesday
o'clock
the
for you
12th?
guys.
Be sure to join. To Coach Mazer, so nice to see you. So happy to get you in here. I hate how you're not in here more. I tell you that all the time, though. Simon, always a pleasure. Thank you,
sir.
Our latest member, and dare I say our favorite and greatest.
Oh,
Always a
that's
pleasure
really
having you
sweet.
here.
I was that guy last week.
To Asher and Scotty, I hope you're ready to get some pizza.
I'm just new and
Hell
shiny.
yeah. Phenom, great job as always. Thank you. Number one, baby. We'll be back tomorrow. Another edition. We'll be checking in with Primetime, CTV's Matt Young. As well, we will have I think Brooksy's coming in. We got a couple other people coming in. We got CCO stuff. It's going to be a hell of a show. We will miss you until that point. Remember, karma's very, very real. Do good things and they'll start happening to you. I promise, all right? Have a great night. We love you, Coach.